So I tried to give her a job so we could switch roles. So, dude one touches my titty. I told him time again. He said he does the old boys routine because that's what all the rest of the boys do. It's like slapping each other in the nuts. I'm like, I ain't your boy. First, I ain't your friend. I'm just a resident out here smoking. All right, it's like an apartment complex. I don't know you at all. Additionally, you talk shit to these other people and lie. So, and I know that for a fact. The fucking shit that you're doing to my tit is just. I said no. No means no. If it ain't a joke, it ain't a joke. It's the same thing. All right. Well, his was physical because he can't communicate well. His was verbal. Same thing. No means no. Know what a fucking joke is. Don't railroad someone's opinion. So, 911 was called. Now, what I do is very simple. I get to a point to where a choice needs to be made, and then I tell staff to call 911. Now, either way, they got to call 911, but it's their job to take control of the situation. All right, that's it. That's it. What would have stopped me from yelling the entire time, but we wouldn't have all processed our stuff through this experience, is you need to leave. I have a job. I've got 20 clients here. All right, 3 of you are in my space. Now that I know how to fix it, I got to do it myself because I know that Kelly said this. Fuck Kelly. House manager. It's already done. Fuck it. My problem is the TVs. I know for a fact that cable is provided, but we don't have a single cable box. House needs to provide that. If not, they need to provide internet access to the TVs they have. They shouldn't have us pay for fucking shit. As part of the amenity, fix it. Give us internet or get the cable boxes. That's whatever. I don't believe that's Karen or Elaine's. And that's my mom's name is Karen. Her friend's name is Elaine. I ain't doing this anymore. Existential 101. Things connect. If you know how to roll it into the next life's super simple. Then you start seeing crazy shit. You can't explain. That means you got a sponsor that's helping you out. Okay? Now, the problem to get that sponsorship, someone that's already been playing the game has to pay it over to you. So if you start seeing stuff that's weird, you have someone to thank. Mostly because I took a lot of shit from these boys and the staff, rolled it into one, and got your sponsorship. We're just going to say it like that. So that's that. But technically, you know whose fault. It's Elaine, because she's watching us like porno. Alright? That's it. I called it. I was in a hotel at the time, Super 8 122. That was room 122 in Farmington. Alright? So, fact of the matter is, it's like, all you have to do is believe something so good. Let people know what you're doing verbatim. Okay, that's it. And then stick to it. And then keep rolling that over. Keep adding to it. Reasons why. Internal monologue. Make sure your timing's correct. And then all of a sudden you're going to catch the eye of someone with money or magic or whatever this is. And they're like, I'm not sure if I can trust this individual, but I would like a vacation. So let's test him with some of the tricks and skills that we have out on our hands. What we can do. And with our scratch fever. Alright? So, there is a problem here. 911 shows up. He keeps going on to see he's got the same cycle. Guy number 2. But cop shows up. Guy number 1 finally left. All right, because I kept yelling. Everyone needs to fucking go because I start yelling at the entire house. I'm gonna call it Sasquatch. Sasquatch walks up and just watches her on the ground and then watches our conversation. All right, does exactly what I asked the other 2 not to, because he didn't see it being a problem. Because here's the underlying thing: we pay your contracts. Our 20 clients pay the entire staff. So it's like a hotel for us. No, that's not what the government signed you up for. All right, the government can shut shit down very easily and then reappropriate that money to people that actually deserve it. There's a difference, okay? If a person is missing an arm and can't clean themselves, they are done. That's it. They need help. Okay, I understand you have traumatic events and certain timing sequence get you locked up, but you still get the basic. You wipe your ass from front to back. Gentlemen, from the center to back, okay? You also have to wash the crotch, at least a horse bath. Soap, crotch, and then you really got to dig in there because behind the head, it gets a little stank, and then that seeps down into the sac area, and then it goes into the taint. So that's why if you come up that way, you're just creating a whole shit show. But if you've already got that stank, you got to shave, hydrogen peroxide it before the shower, and then just kill all that fungus that's growing on there. But if you can walk and you've got capabilities of this, you got to start somewhere. You aren't as bad as someone that's been in the accident, doesn't have, and is just drooling and needs assistance or whatever. There is a clear difference, okay, between handicapped or disabled, okay? We need to start drawing lines here. You may not be able to be capable enough to get a job. That's fine, all right? But if I see you helping the individuals out when they need help, instead of just saying, hey, don't do that. Because here's the deal. Like, the one thing everyone's going to question is like, well, what Brian was trying to say to me, my brain was trying to say to me is this. It's like all these individuals, because this is a lot for Brian. That's what it could. We're on a low budget crew. So anyways, you'll have to look that up. They got $1 million to do this, and they only used like half of it. And they're like, what do we do with the rest? They're like, I don't know. We're like, we'll just give it back. So anyways, oh, that was a good one. Fuck. I do stuff around the house. First and foremost, I clean dirty laundry like no other because I'm going to hang your dirty laundry out. That's what I was illustrating. Okay? Alright. My buddy, my business companion that's going to love instant karma video game, starts telling me about what he does in his mind. Alright? And then guess what? Gentleman number 2 I yelled at comes in. He's like, you want to know about a nightmare incarnate? And he starts getting up in his face. He's like, no, I wasn't talking to you. And I'm like, that's called instant karma, buddy. And you got served. But I'm going to have to serve him now because he was entering into a conversation that wasn't his. But technically, we wouldn't be having this conversation if you didn't tie me in to a free meal. Okay? And that's what tore my heart out. All right? Because I have a lady at the shelter that I was at. Let's get this. I'm going to check time on this. Because it's very important that I say this. Little Debbie at the shelter. You remember the girl. We tried to do the railroad thing. Okay. And then you specifically called your management because I was having erratic behavior. When it comes down to it's like these people are getting comfortable and he's the problem. He's providing comfort, safety, and security, and they're starting to get jobs and use money, but the problem is they're not making the right choice. You don't have the right to tell me what the right choice is. All right? This is an amenity offered by the government. If I meet the qualifications, you fucking give it to me. All right, I have. All right, so we're already past the rollover marker. Sorry, Mel. Sorry. I know a lot of these stories I didn't want to tell you, buddy. Sorry. So we'll just keep it real short. She had a marriage. Some kids were hers. Some adopted. Fell through. Found out he was cheating. They already planned for the honeymoon. Divorce came. She still had the honeymoon ticket. She went by herself because that's what she actually wanted. That's what she wanted out of the whole thing. She wanted this dream thing that she had. She makes it there. She's like, I'm going to do this hill because that's what I was going to do. We were going to walk up the hill and watch the sunset and all that. So as she's going up this hill, there's this guy in a blanket, much like this, has a whole bunch of stuff, trying to sell just random items, trying to get money for food. She didn't know that at the time. She just saw him. He's like, "Would you like to buy anything?" She walks up. 5 hours later, she comes back. She's like, "So how was your trip?" I'm like, "Well," um, she's like, "I really don't want to buy anything, but I'd like to share a meal with you." And he's like, "Well, I don't have any money. I can go ahead and give it to you." Is what she said. She's like, "This would be my treat." And she explained her experience. She's like, "I'm just really trying to find out what life gave me. And it's not making sense." So she bought a sandwich. She bought a special drink, and I don't remember what it was. But anyways, they had the talk. They shared the experience. They had a generally good connection at the time. This, just like that cleansing of the spirit type deal. Anyway, she's on her way, and she felt 100 times better. Just a lot of stuff off her shoulders. She's like, "Can I get, like, how do you find your purpose every day to keep stepping forward?" I'm not trying to get in your stuff. I just like, where do you find that hope? Where do you find that drive? Where do you find that commitment to sit in one spot until you get the needs that you need met? And he's like, "I don't know. You do what you have to do to survive." And she's like, do you have any suggestions uh, based on your life that would help me?" And he was probably homeless, and you could tell there was some stuff missing in his tool belt. But he's like, "Just keep feeding bellies." So guess what she did? She came home. She got another job. She started saving money, and every month she would cook for shelters and different facilities like that. Out of her money, she would ask them what they wanted. So I found this out, and as I'm finding it out, she's got her kids there. She's by herself. She didn't have anyone at the time, and it was just like, I know she was appealed to this dumpster fire because I was actually interested. Because no one, in the time she'd been doing it since they opened, no one had asked her why she does it. And she, they didn't grill her as well. "Well, I do it because I care." But she never said, "I do it out of my own money." She was saying, like, "I cook this food." And I'm like, she was cooking these meals. Like, fuck. I used to have a big family. I know how much it costs. And she wasn't doing cheap stuff either. I mean, we're talking like $400 on some of these. I'm like, shit, for one person with 3 kids? I mean, but that was her passion. She's willing to put that aside. That was an investment in herself. So I was trying to invest back in this place. And anyways, bought old railroad things. She had said her next passion was to, I think it was Russia, but the longest railroad track, and just live on the thing for the week. And I'm like, awesome, we can do that real quick. Just because I was trying to prove a point. I'm like, even if you don't have the money, you can still live the dream. You can do a version of it that gets you there, and then still drives you forward. Break there. Business associate number one. I come in from the homeless shelter after all this suicide, all this whatever. Don't really know anyone. Don't really trust anyone. Been in my car by myself, except for Lisa and maybe a few other people from the shelter, as my communication center, because my family will not talk to me. That's it. They gave up. They said, "No, we don't want your shit here. And I don't have the time to invest in you anymore. All right? You can do whatever you want. Ain't my problem." So, because all you're going to do is ask for money, I don't care. All right, just get on going. So I got my ass booted. So I'm in this facility. I have a nice talk because I'm always up at 3 a.m. because the temperature dips. Okay? And it was very hard because if I was on sleeping meds or any painkillers, I would sleep through low temperatures and wake up with cold. Like, it would take hours to get blood back in my fingers. So I'm talking to this gentleman who's drawing circles, business partner number one. So we talk for a little bit. I talk about the existential stuff because I have plenty of time on my hand. I looked at stuff. I did things. So I read up. I didn't just complain about how the world kicked me on my ass. No, I actually tried to do better. I was doing research. I was trying to find out about medications or whatever. So, but he offers one day. Now, it takes a while for you to get your government stipend. That government stipend, I'm going to go ahead and turn this one off the way Lisa doesn't want me to. She's like, stop yanking on the... So,
One of 4 plane tickets and instructions hidden in the lining for a trip bigger and better than anything you have ever seen.
Here's the deal. Offers me dinner. He's like, you want some Chinese food? I'm feeling like Chinese. You know, we're kind of blossoming on this relationship here. I'm like, yeah, but I don't have any money. He's like, don't worry about it. I got this. So, order the food. Food comes halfway into the meal. He then says, I'm sure you'll get me back on the next one. I'm going to order this, this, and this. I'm like, I'm a man of my word, okay? You gave me a contract, all right? I had no opportunity to read the finer terms that you were going to be a fuckstick. So when I reached my point of saying no, I'm done. No. Here's the deal. If I don't want anything, you can give me stuff, and I'm going to give it straight to the house, is what I said. Additionally, stop buying me stuff. Leave me alone. Do not talk to me. Give me fucking space. Process your own shit, because I ain't doing it. Stop lying to one person and saying the exact opposite. Stop cornering people and stuff and having a conversation and say something else to the entire house. Okay? I told you specifically, it was on camera. I didn't call it out to Karen or Elaine to document this shit because it's time and again. They ain't gonna do it. They don't care. It ain't no thing. It's just boys being boys. It's crazy mental shit. There's no such thing as timing or karma. So I'm outside. I said I don't want any gift because I said no, and then you just gonna buy me stuff until I say yes. That. You're trying to define me as a whore. When I say no, I say no. Money doesn't matter to me. Okay? You're not understanding. You don't get to buy my love. You may want my attention and stuff, but you're just making it worse because you found out I ain't a whore. You are. Because he literally said, yeah, I'm trying to buy. I know you need it. I'm like, no, I don't need it. I don't need any of your shit. I'd rather do without. I'd rather go out with some friends or whatever. I'd rather make some rowdy choices with people that know how to handle your shit. Alright, they have some testicles in their sack. So, anyways, that's mean. Wrapping it all up, cops were called. I talked to them quite calmly. It was alright. Okay, I'm laying this out. Training needs to happen. Okay, I talked to the psych doc when I first got in. Explain I'm doing this energy drink company. This is like week 1. Doing this energy drink company. It's called Nootropics. At the end of it's supposed to be at the beginning of 2025. I'm going to be doing nootropics and different things to test what it is on my body, so I need off the psych meds. And I'm like, the company's called My Balls. It's going to make me smart. She starts cracking up. I'm like, that needs to go on my file. So, when I got touched by this gentleman, I think I was when I yelled at this gentleman. Alright, so they flipped my room because I was, I ordered a weapon to the RCF. And I can't get it until my contract's resolved there. It looks like... Now, when I mean it looks like this, they have this exact thing in the safe. It is a cheese slicer. Now, I'm not sure why she wanted this for Christmas, but I know about the sliced cheese BDSM video that I had. But I thought it was a fucking joke that they wouldn't give it to me. But this is a weapon. They said you could fillet, you could cut someone very slowly. Whatever. I mean, I get what she was saying. She's got this timing thing. Additionally, she said she does this little, like, she gets errored, like she's processing something or she's tired. And then all of a sudden she goes through this, you don't need this, you don't need that. You don't need this 5 a.m. So, but your error allowed me to pull this off. So, You're queuing me up that something needs to be resolved. Everyone's just pushing their problems around with someone else. And then if you don't deal with those problems, then they come out as what seems funny for one person is kind of frustrating for another. Because you're like, man, I know that I just read it wrong. It's just an error of logic. A lot of stuff going on. But what it comes down to is the gentleman I yelled at last night told this other gentleman, his girlfriend that he loved and he's committed to, because we had that talk, was a whore. Okay? And that he had a piece, everyone had a piece, whatever. He had no one to talk to about that. So he comes to me and gets physical, because that's how alpha boys do it. You know, it's like boom, boom. But anyways, I knew what he was doing. He got frisky because he was talking to the Southeast girl, and he starts groping me because I've got my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, which I ain't talking about that Karen S delivery. So, you're like, who's Karen S? Karen S is my mom. She died on 10/15, insert year. It's on Joshua Sisk 87, or it's either 8878 or 8788. The final video, I believe, or it's one of the two. It's the 10/15 video. I did a journal right before the day of the passing. And anyways, she always asked me for money, okay? And then I explained to you what 61 was on the 30th video of November, 11/30. So, it's 60, which is an hour, okay? You're worth my time. What my mom was trying to illustrate to me, that she would do anything for me. 10 in the alphabet placement system is J. 15 is O. And she's always asking for money, which has a little S symbol. I didn't know about time until most recently when I journaled all this. But you're my number one focus here. My balls. Alright, they're going to have nootropics on them. I gave you my word that I would give out a free product. Make you smart if you want to do the footwork. Alright, now the nootropics themselves you're going to have to pay for. My product that I produce with my hands will be supplied to you in the near future, 2026. So now some of you are probably asking, what's really going on here? Well, my med doc didn't know that I was going to be doing nootropics because it wasn't in my file. All right, the internet wasn't provided on, so I had to move over here. I moved over here because there was no entertainment at the house because mom's over bad dag, we'll say. There's internet issues. There's a whole line of ways I can do this. But the fact of the matter is Josh ain't there anymore. He ain't on camera 24/7. But we know that he may be doing crystal meth because my files weren't documented appropriately. The staff last night didn't say, let me do my job. There's 20 other clienteles here. I don't need your help. I know my job. If I don't know my job, I call my boss. Okay? What do I do? Okay? You boys, this ain't you. I just make sure you're safe. All right. If you want to help additionally to ease up on my plate, well then maybe we can talk. But it's not a guarantee. I owe you nothing. All right. So, but technically, if there's a guardian involved, no, you can't do anything because you're going to get me in trouble. You're going to get me fired. I like the nice talk and it helps me out. But until I hear otherwise from my boss, I'm going to have to do the hard work and not listen to your shit. Okay? When I'm working on stuff I have to get done on my day-to-day, if it ain't medicine, that's it. All right? Kitchen's closed on these hours. All right? No, sorry, boys. No, I don't want to hear your problems. I ain't your therapist. talk to a therapist. I wonder if there's a therapist. Well, no, I don't want to see a therapist. I want to talk to you. I'm a therapist, so I'm sorry. All right. I help 20 other individuals. I got a list of things that I've got to do. Yes, I'm a broken record because I'm dealing with 20 different individuals because they're all staying in the fucking line and not listening to the last one. All right. They're like, oh, well, since he's out of the line, let's try anew. No, recurring cycle. I ain't listening. I'm a new guy, special. All right, I know she's going to give me what I want. No. I have timing issues. I wake up when I feel like something needs to be done. All right, case in point. I walk out and it's same girl last night. I mean, shit. I was going to bed. I had to work at 2 a.m. in the fucking morning. I come downstairs, I have a cigarette. Someone's standing up front, boys standing, I just want to avoid everyone. So I walk into the side where the TV with the internet's dead. Go downstairs and I see the house is just pouring water. I mean, it looks like a pipe bust. So, anyways, well, the house was pretty wet. I mean, because there's so fine ladies working there. Out of respect, Karen, I don't think we've ever talked. Elaine, I saw a short glimpse of. Occasionally I get a side eye out of you, but you did allow me to come here with only $500. So, Elaine and just the entire stuff. Oh, there's the Paul thing I'm not going to air online. That ain't mine to discuss, but this one, there was a passing at the house. Well, there's been multiple passings. Anyways, there was a male staff that was supposed to be helping him. And yeah, I wake up in the morning because I had talked with the nurse. Oh, we got to throw this in here. So after I check in from the acute care, from the molestation, from the special ed, and no offense, dude, but I'm sitting with the nurse and talking, and the gentleman that started the first thing starts yelling at the nurse and wanting her attention. And I'm like, dude, no, this ain't gonna happen. You're not gonna talk to her like that. His exact conversation is like, you ain't listening to me. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, you don't understand. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I'm talking to her. You had your time. She can't say anymore because she doesn't know what's going on. So stop yelling. Anyways, get in his face. Then we have another death in the house. A mother had passed, and the gentleman was processing, and brain, Pinky, we'll just call him Pinky in the brain. How's that? That works perfect. So the brain wanted to express his opinion to the staff, and I got up on him. I said, this is not your fucking shit show. All right, you don't get to come in here. No, I'm going to stand right here and make sure he gets his time. You don't understand. Do you? Because if you did, you wouldn't be doing this little catty little bullshit. Okay? It's time again. But it comes down to he doesn't feel listened to. Anyways, this last part I'm done, and I want to say 341. Good luck on next year playing the game. I can't shift any more karma around to you guys, but if you do see some, do not say it out loud. Just kind of process it internally. Don't overthink it. Just move on. Catalog and move on. Do your job. So, male staff is talking to me. Well, that blonde-haired nurse, she had asked, she's like, a lot of the staff don't know how this is going. And she's like, we had to talk about my mom and stuff. And what I had to go through. And she's like, I know it's not your thing, but I'm asking a personal favor if you can do as much as you can to make sure his time is there. Because I can't be there. This ain't my family. That ain't technically my job. They should have had end of life care in there much faster. But here's the deal. So I'm like, Jared, I got to go to sleep for a few hours. But if you do, fuck. Yeah, I won't call you out on this one because then you bitched on the next one. You came back, I saw you the other day, and you're like, the way they treat people in the hospice program ain't my type of care. So I'm like, hold up now. Because what happened is, I go to bed for 3 hours. I wake up, I came down, and I see that the end of life care gentleman is sleeping. And Jared's like, oh man, he rolled off the bed last night. I'm like, he kept fighting me when I was putting it up. I'm like, oh, okay. When was the last time you checked on him? Oh, it had been 2 hours. I walked outside immediately. I didn't even listen to the conversation. So if you're going to complain about someone else's hospice care, then I know that's a shit show, okay? Or you were saying that that's something that's not how I would have handled it type deal. So it's a 50-50 split. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. So ain't my problem. I just know you razzle dazzle the hair of my house manager, and you need to not work here. All right? You need to stop being Bob's bitch. Bob's over Baghdad. That's what I said. SpongeBob's because we're trying to clean up the mess here because I do the dishes around here. All right. Krabby Patty understands what I'm saying. So I think I'm done. I'm gonna probably take MELvin for a walk. He's sort of mean to me. He constantly tells me to get his shit for him. Because you don't leave your shit in other people's property, okay? You don't crap on other people's plate. That's why I always bag the shit. That's why I always take it to the dumpster. Because that's my fucking job as a pet owner.